Hello learners, welcome to today's online session on writing summaries part 2. In our last session, that is writing summaries part 1, we learned how to write a summary of a passage of one paragraph. Today, we will learn to write a summary of a passage of more than one paragraph. We know that a summary is a brief statement or an account of the main points of something. In the last class, we have also learned that while writing a summary of a passage of one paragraph, we separate essential ideas from the non-essential ones. We separate details from ideas. We remove repetition or restatement. We make use of grammatical features to determine the importance of the ideas being presented. We give importance to the words which link sentences and ideas. We become aware of how ideas in a passage are systematically linked to each other. Today, we will look at the techniques of writing the summary of a passage of more than one paragraph. The steps would be: the first one, read all the paragraphs of the passage. Second, read the passage a second time, paragraph by paragraph, looking for the important ideas in each paragraph. Third, identify the words or sentences which you think you can delete from the paragraphs without affecting the meaning of the entire passage. Think of the linkers or connecting words which can be included. Put together the newly formed sentences. These will form a summary of the passage. Now, let us take an example of a passage of more than one paragraph. We are now going to read a passage of 4 paragraphs on how agriculturists are learning to deal with creatures who harm crops. In recent years, there has been a growing use of insecticides, but the passage we are going to summarize suggests that other ways of dealing with the harmful creature or pests are being developed and successfully used. So, the passage that we have is integrated pest management. The first paragraph has 5 different lines and they have been marked for you. The paragraph reads as: agricultural pests are winning the battle against the poisonous chemicals in pesticides. As each new chemical pesticide is used, the insects or rodents gradually become used to it. The pests change themselves so that they are not killed by the poison. Therefore, farmers, scientists, and food planners are trying a new method to control the pests that attack their crops. This method is called integrated pest management or IPM. Integrated pest management is a plan that combines several different methods to destroy insects and rodents. These methods are specifically developed for individual areas and crops. The control methods include using the pest's natural enemies, controlling the pest's breeding environment, and developing stronger strains of seeds. Chemical poisons are used only when necessary. The IPM method accepts the fact that it is useless to destroy pests completely with chemical poisons. It aims is to control pest population so that crops can still grow well. Cotton farmers in Texas have been using the IPM method. The farmers find this the best combination of control methods for their needs. In this way, they can produce crops without using too many chemical poisons. In 1977, three-quarters of the cotton fields in Texas received no insecticides at all. That year's cotton crop was better than average. The IPM methods showed the farmers a better way to control the pests in the fields. The United Nations Environment Programme UNEP has been studying agricultural pests and chemicals. It has found that 223 pests are resistant to or not affected by insecticides. Rodents, including rats, are also gaining resistance to poisons. In 1965, another UN organization, the UN Food and Agricultural Organization, listed 182 resistant types of pests. 3 years later, there were 228 species on the resistance list. The 1977 survey raised the number to 364 species. Because so many pests are becoming resistant to chemical poisons, it is necessary to find another method of control. By using integrated pest management, farmers can still control and limit pests without depending on chemical poisons. So, these were the 4 paragraphs of the passage that we are going to summarize. But before going towards summarizing the passage, we will look at certain words and their meanings. The first one is pesticides. It means substances used to destroy troublesome or destructive creatures like insects, mice, etc. Rodents, animals like rats, rabbits, squirrels, which bite at things with their strong teeth, are called rodents. The next word is strains, which means varieties. And the last one is resistant to. It means offering resistance to, opposing, and not being affected by. We are now going to make a summary of the passage by looking for the important ideas in each paragraph. Let's do paragraph 1. The first step would be read the paragraph. So here, as we have already read the passage, we will reread this paragraph and find a line that states the main idea. It is not always possible to find the main idea stated in a single sentence. Quite often, it is to be put together from many different sentences. If the main idea can be found in a sentence, that sentence is called a topic sentence. Now, let us see which one is a topic sentence in paragraph 1. Notice that sentence 2 merely explains the meaning of sentence 1. Sentence 3 gives a little more information about the same point. But we can see that sentences 4 and 5 provide a new point. The two sentences 4 and 5 can be combined to form, therefore, farmers, scientists, and food planners are trying a new method to control the pests that attack their crops, namely integrated pest management. That is IPM. The short form of integrated pest management is IPM. Now, let us look at the relationship between sentence 1 on the one hand and sentence 4 and 5 on the other hand. We will find that sentence 1 states the problem. Sentences 4 and 5 state the solution to this problem. We see that both the problem and the solution make up the topic of paragraph 1. Now, let us look at the relationship of the rest of the passage to these sentences. We will rapidly go through paragraphs 2, 3 and 4. We find that the rest of the passage contains a development of the idea of integrated pest management. That is, what it consists of, how it is used, and its effect. It is therefore an expansion of the solution to the problem stated in paragraph 1. Now, let us look for the important sentences which develop the main idea in paragraph 2. We can see that the first and the last sentences of this paragraph have been chosen because these contain the main idea. But if we look again at these two sentences, we will find that the crucial items are left out. So, we will have a quick look once again at paragraph 2. We thus find that the points to be taken from paragraph 2 are: integrated pest management is a plan that contains several different methods to destroy insects and rodents. Its aim is to control pest populations so that crops can still grow well by using the pest's natural enemies, controlling the pest's breeding environment, and developing stronger strains of seeds. Here you will find integrated pest management and pests have been underlined. Integrated pest management, which had been underlined, has already been mentioned in full in the sentence we have retained from paragraph 1. The same sentence also states its short form IPM in brackets. Therefore, the next sentence to be included in the summary, that is from paragraph 2, need not repeat integrated pest management in full. It can be referred to simply as IPM. The word pests, which was also underlined, is repeated in the summary of paragraph 2. We can therefore change the second use of the pests to there. The sentence will then read, by using the pest's natural enemies, controlling their breeding environment. Now, we will condense paragraph 3. We will keep in mind what has already been stated in the summaries of paragraphs 1 and 2 and choose only what seems to be necessary from paragraph 3 to continue the argument. We find that a specific example has been given here, but this is too long to repeat. So, we will choose only one aspect of the example to make the required point that the IPM method is successful. Perhaps the most important part of the example is the cotton crop in Texas in 1977 was better than average. To create this sentence, parts of two sentences have been combined. The other details are not required in the summary. Now we will read paragraph 4 and note down the main idea expressed in it. We should not get confused by the details. We need to find the general point. Notice the sentence, the UN Environmental Programme has found that a large number of pests are resistant to insecticides, so it is necessary to find another method of control. This sentence is drawn from different parts of the paragraph. The United Nations has been shortened to the UN, but not the United Nations Environmental Programme to UNEP. The UN is a well-known organization, so it will be recognized by its initials. But environmental program run by the UN is not generally so well known, so it needs to be stated in full. A number of figures are given about the pests that have been studied and found to be resistant to insecticides. These cannot be stated separately but have to be contained within a generalization, and that is a large number of pests. The second last sentence of the paragraph is the main sentence for the summary. Now we will look at the summary of the passage, which is made up of the newly constructed sentences. The summary reads as, agricultural pests are winning the battle against the poisonous chemicals in pesticides. Therefore, farmers, scientists and food planners are trying a new method to control the pests that attack their crops, namely integrated pest management, that is IPM. IPM is a plan that combines several different methods to destroy insects and rodents. Its aim is to control pest populations so that crops can still grow well. By using the pests' natural enemies, controlling the pests' breeding environment, and developing stronger strains of seeds. The cotton crop in Texas in 1977 was better than average. The UN Environmental Programme has found that a large number of pests are resistant to insecticides, so it is necessary to find another method of control. We will reread the summary. We find that the last but one sentence is not related to the previous one. It is necessary to add something else, such as a result of using the IPM, the cotton crop in Texas in 1977 was better than average. By the addition of these words, a reason is given for the improvement of the cotton crop. Next, we find that the first and the last lines of the summary repeat the same point in different words. So, perhaps it is possible to cut out one of the lines. The last sentence can very easily be removed because mention of the UN Environmental Programme is not particularly important to the development of the arguments. So, the summary is complete without the last sentence. Let us sum up and give a quick look at the main steps we took to write this summary. We isolated the main point or points in each paragraph. We then put them all together as a summary. We looked at the summary to check for repetition of ideas and removed those repetitions. The summary also lacked connection between one of the examples and the main idea. In that case, linkers or connecting words were added as per the requirement in order to make the meaning complete. So, this was the way we do the summarizing of passages which have more than one paragraph. This was all for today's session. We will meet again with a new topic some other day. Bye for now. Thank you.